Hey, welcome back. I'm trying to do several videos back to back. That way I can make sure that you guys have as much information as I can possibly provide. On this video, I'm going to be talking about overlaps and how to stagger them in order to make sure that you maximize strength as well as minimize buildup. So when you have large pieces that you're laminating, let's say like a hood or a body side or a fender or a roof or whatever you're doing, you might not actually have wide enough material in order to be able to do the entire thing on one piece. So that means you have to have overlaps. There's also butt joints. We'll talk about that in a different video. Let's talk about overlaps today. So with overlaps, what you want to make sure that you're doing, let's say this is the panel that you're making. This is, I'll get into corners and stuff a little bit later, but I will draw them down here. So if you're laminating a large piece of material or a large panel, let's say you're doing a standard 3-layer layup. You got like a 250 GSM, you have a 700 GSM, and you have a 250 GSM. So what you're going to be trying to do is stagger your butt joint or stagger your overlaps to not have too much buildup. Or it gets even more pronounced if you're doing something structural with like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 layers. That becomes really critical to make sure that you know where all of your overlaps are, because you don't want to have too much buildup. So one of the cool things about laminating is it doesn't really matter where you have your overlaps. Okay, that's not entirely true. It might structurally matter where you have your overlaps, but let's say you're just doing a hood, it might not matter that much. So let's say center of your hood's about here, right? The first piece that you're going to laminate, if it's not a visual hood, the first piece you're going to laminate can go literally as far as you would like it to go. And the second piece you're going to laminate is going to be about a 1-inch overlap, 25 millimeter overlap over here. Okay, so you've got your first piece of material you're putting down. Now, your second piece of material you're going to be putting down, what you don't want to do is you don't want to stack your overlaps on top of each other, because a couple things will end up happening. One, it will be a weak point in your part. Two, it'll be a lot of buildup in one area. You don't want buildup. It hurts bonding and it just makes the back of the part look a little bit weird. So what you're going to want to do, wish I had more colors. Oh, I do have blue. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bring your next piece over like this. And you're going to want to go past it about like 1 to 2 inches, 25 to 50 millimeters. And then you're going to want to do your next piece. So it comes over here and it overlaps. Okay, so now there's your 25 millimeter overlap. Okay. The next piece, what you can do is you can come this way. I should have done all these in the same color. And then your next piece, you could have come over here and gone like this. So that looks like hot garbage. I'm going to redo it. Okay. A little bit better, not amazing. So basically what we're looking at here, and I kind of want to draw so it ends up being about the same level. Because we've staggered the overlaps, what we're actually doing is we're only generating one extra layer of buildup. So what we have here is our first layer, second layer, third layer. First layer is red, green, blue, obviously. First layer, we move our overlap off to, let's say 35 mil off center, whatever we want to do. Then we come back with our next one. So we want to overlap the overlap, and then we want to create our overlap on the side. And then our third one can be in the middle, it can be off to one side, it can be wherever you want. But you don't want to stack them, you want to move them around, so you only generate one layer of buildup over the surface of the part. So if, let's say you're doing, this is a 3-layer, let's say you're doing 4, 5, 6, you'll just move them around as you need to in order to be able to only generate one layer of buildup. When it comes to a corner, you're going to do roughly the same thing. So let's say your first piece, let's say you're going to do, like in the previous one, you're going to do your first layer like this, which gives you your best chance of consolidating this corner properly. Your next layer will then come up here, and then you will have your next piece come like this and overlap it. Then your third piece, or your third layer, will then come like this, and you'll have one piece that comes up over like that. So you can see we've moved around all of our overlaps, and we're only generating one layer of buildup in the corner. You could even move this buildup out, but the problem is you do want to have at least one overlap near the corner in order to be able to make sure that you're able to consolidate the material into the corner. But overall, you want to stagger them so you can eliminate buildup. So yeah, that's it for this video. That's just covering overlaps, and see you in the next one.